obviously. Heidi ho, powerhouse people. We are back for another fun-filled, exciting episode of Powerhouse Fence Show.
It's going to be so much fun.
Strap in, hard hats on, safety vest, get your plan sets out, get ready, boys and girls, and buckle up. It's going to be one heck of a ride.
It's going to be so good.
I hope someone listens to that and thinks this show's going to be badass. Listen to that cool ass intro that guy is giving. It's gonna rock.
Yeah.
This is season 2, episode 39. Oh, yes, part 2 of episode 39. I'm doing that right. Plans, specs, and addenda. Oh, and it just got stinking boring.
What happened?
Plans, specs, and I read the title of the episode. Just kidding. Welcome back. We had a good bit of audience participation last week.
Yeah, it was cool.
Everybody was in there. Ilaria was doing some talking. I know how to say your name. I apologize. I just don't try.
How do you say it?
I say it like Ilaria.
Ilaria.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Right.
Kind of like that.
I say it like, I say it like a Southerner. And it's like the only thing I say Southern. I mean, I say some things pretty Southern, but for the most part, Ilaria is definitely one of them. All right. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to the show. This week's episode is presented by MFC Manufacturing, Memphis Fence Company. Wait for it.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Simpalo commercial fence estimating software. Yes. Thank you. And finally, one of our favorite people in the fence business, his business, Thornton Fence Consulting Group at fenceconsultinggroup.com.
That's right. That's it.
Cool. My name's Zach.
Nailed it. Dan Turbyville.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Good to meet you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for sitting next to me.
Anytime. We're live. This show's live. We didn't do it. I said last week, but it was the week before last. Last week was the Halloween.
Oh, that's
right. Cool.
Did anything crazy happen for Halloween? Because you said y'all were going to go do something. I wasn't really paying attention. I don't remember. Yeah, that's what I got too.
I don't remember.
We did
I don't even know what I did.
So we went to Alyssa, my wife. We went to her parents' neighborhood and went trick-or-treating in there. And, man, there's like 400 kids going around trick-or-treating in this neighborhood. It was wild. There's always so many. I don't know. I guess it's just a good neighborhood. There's lots of candies.
Remember, I was sick. I went home immediately after we recorded that and went to sleep.
Oh, so you did nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And my wife and kids and another one of the kids' friends' parents, that's how you say that, all went to a neighborhood together and hung around.
Yeah.
When I got home from work, I had 5 teenagers at my house. Very cool. It was not, they're all super cool.
Then you just said, hi, bye,
yeah.
Going to bed.
Hey guys, love y'all. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
So that's how I did it on Halloween.
That's cool, man.
And then I texted them, candy. Need candy.
Yeah. Did you get some?
No. They didn't bring it to me.
When you were a kid, did your parents check your candy to make sure there was no
it's like a big ordeal.
Yeah.
I realize that's just a trick we as parents use to steal kids
to
candy.
Get some of the candy. So I was going to ask, is that a real thing? Like, does anyone ever actually get a razor blade shoved in their candy or something?
I don't know about that. But Sleeping Beauty fell asleep that time from a drugged apple or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where it comes from.
And didn't people used to get apples for Halloween?
I feel like I remember receiving a piece of fruit.
That's sad.
What's the strangest? That's what I want to know. This would be a good question for our audience and the world at large. What is the strangest thing anyone has received in a, what is it called? Your
trick-or-treating extravaganza.
Your trick-or-treating container. I wanted to call it stocking.
How about a bucket?
I was going through your Christmas stocking and your Easter basket. No, but your Halloween thing. Whatever you carry. People carry all kinds of stuff. Some people carry like plastic jack-o'-lanterns.
Mhm.
Some people carry pillowcases.
Yeah, so one of our kids has a plastic jack-o'-lantern, and it's giant. It's like if you filled it with liquid, it would hold like, I don't know, 6 or 8 gallons. It's so big. And it's a conversation piece. So we're just walking along trick-or-treating, and it'll be like people from 3 houses down. Oi, where'd you get that bucket? I'm like, I don't know.
Crikey. Why are they?
And he's had it since he was like 1.
They're
He could barely walk, and he's trying to like carry this giant bucket at the time.
rad. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I definitely don't remember.
Well, happy Halloween, everyone. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. We're live. We're here. If you want to call 901-878-4987. That's it. Sponsors, we did. Have you listened to anything exciting or
Same thing.
yeah.
Ram Dass.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I've been working on Rockefeller Habits
Right.
2.0.
Yep. And
And
the Founders Podcast.
I love the Founders Podcast.
I can tell.
So good.
I'm aware.
I think next week we're just going to play the Founders Podcast during our show.
And just sit and look.
We're just going to make
I think
faces.
we should talk
Yeah.
trash like Space Odyssey.
Mm.
Or what is it? Science fiction theater. Sorry. Science fiction theater. You familiar with that?
No,
Okay.
I'm
I'm
not.
old. Today has been very apparent that I'm significantly older than most of my peers, or at least the people I come in contact with regularly. There have been several references I've made that no one got.
Yeah, like when you said you will learn Padawan. That one?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a joke because everyone got it and he thought that no one would.
But that's not an example. So
Right.
that doesn't count.
It was funny for me though.
No, I figured you would. Star Wars is they're still making Star Wars.
Yeah.
They're actively making Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Like all the time.
So there's one on now, like a new series on Disney currently.
Yep. So Zach mentioned the Thornton Fence Consulting Group as a sponsor. And so a couple of us from Memphis Fence Company will be attending the Fence Business Conference in December
That's
in
correct.
Branson. And then, of course, we'll be at Fence Tech next year. It's going to be insane. It's going to be wild. It's going to be so great.
February 2025.
Yeah.
Coming to Salt Lake City near you.
Yeah. Salt Lake City's cool.
Never been.
It's cool. A lot of
Been.
mountains.
I've been in the rural area. Well, actually, the uninhabited areas of Utah.
Mm.
There were no permanent domiciles.
Were there mountains?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And rock formations.
I
And woods.
just came back from the Monument Valley.
Yeah. Cool.
It was sick. Best
Nice.
thing I've ever seen.
Yes.
Nice.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Cool. And now, let's tell a story about Simpalo of the week.
You got a story?
No, I haven't even used it this week.
I have.
I'm
but
being
I don't-
sincere.
I don't have nothing exciting.
I've been bidding B2B, pretty straightforward stuff. I'm not having to measure, calculate. I have a calculator thing I use that I don't have to use Simpalo
Right.
on. And so being that I've been bidding a lot more custom fabrication,
Mm-hmm.
I do it a different way.
Yeah.
And I don't use Simpalo for that.
The project manager for the development team called me today.
Yeah.
And he says, probably midweek, we're going to start working on Simpalo and we will spend the rest of the year working on it.
That sounds cool.
So that's exciting.
But
Yes,
the
for-
year is almost over.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're going to spend,
Well,
6 or
8
8 weeks
weeks.
or whatever working
Okay.
on Simpalo. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we have some improvements and some updates and some features and things like that coming.
I'd
but-
like to start telling that to my customers. Well, it looks like we got a window. We'll spend a couple of weeks on your
Right.
job.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing.
We'll
And then
spend some time on your project.
and we're just going to bill you hourly. Like, I don't really know how long it's going to take, but we'll say it's going to take us between 1 and 400 hours. And we're just going to
Did
bill
it
you
give
hourly.
you a range at all?
Well, sometimes.
Uh,
Sometimes it's like, oh, we have to start and then we can give you a range. Like, how does that make sense? So I have to pay you to give me a price?
wow. We're in the wrong business.
100%. We do the wrong thing. So what about an Italian word? I didn't even pick a new one. Oh no. How about candy?
Caramelle.
That sounds
That's
like caramel.
No, that's
Jinx.
caramello.
What was the other one?
Caramelle. You say candy or candies?
Candy.
Caramella.
Why is caramella?
It's
I'm gonna say
singular.
it like you,
Caramella. Why don't we have to say it so femininely?
because that's how she teaches us
Can-
to talk.
can
We
you
always go.
speak-
We would speak super feminine. In
Can you
Italy.
speak Italian in like a manly voice?
Caramella. Caramella.
No, that's like opera.
Caramella.
All right. Let's give the people what they want.
I think they want me to sing in falsetto Italian.
Yep, for sure. That's what we want. Go ahead.
That's the only word I can know. I need like a couple of sentences. I'll work on it. I'll do a bit for y'all next week
Yeah, that would be awesome.
in like a baritone Italian, whatever I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
In that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
voice in Italian.
yeah. So this week's episode eventually.
What
will-
about the tools, man? What about the tools, Dan? Dan the man, tool man, Dan.
I don't know. What you got?
Nothing, dude. I'm
We ha-
disappointed with tools right now. I
we
don't
have-
even want to talk about it.
We have 2 skid steers that simultaneously broke with the same problem.
Yes.
That's pretty
And a
interesting.
couple of trucks in the shop currently that have been repeatedly repaired, and it's disheartening for me.
I'm ready to burn them all.
So that sorry,
Hopefully-
sorry I
hopefully our-
asked
hopefully-
for anyone who's listening. I'm sorry that I even brought it up because that was super downer, and I hate to do that.
Hopefully our insurance folks don't listen.
Thank you guys for putting up with us.
I don't have any cool tools. I don't have anything really new.
We bought that super BA. I said badass already, so whatever. I'm dropping it. We bought that super badass barbed wire spinner,
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have that.
and I think we're looking at the,
The barbed wire
prospect of
hog?
using it in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, I talked to some people about it yesterday.
So we're gonna get it on a job.
We have that thing where we buy something new and people are scared to be the first one to scratch it, so it has to sit here for
I
like
think-
a few weeks.
That does happen, but I really think this one is a bit
Mm.
overwhelming.
You got to use it on the right job too.
That's
It
correct.
doesn't work on just any old job.
Right, but it also it looks kind of daunting.
Yeah. It has like some wheels and some things going on.
Right. Like
Yeah.
I talked to one of the guys about it. Like, here's how it works.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Uh-huh.
The bottom tension wire, though, I mean, you could seemingly use that in a lot of
A lot.
scenarios.
Yeah, but is it? I mean, depends on what you're doing. If it's worth getting that thing out there and a machine and all that crap, like you might not even have a machine there.
Well, we
But-
might not now.
Right. But no, I'm pretty excited to see that thing in
What a
action.
dork.
I was gonna say I saw a few people this week post on social media asking about the Milwaukee staple gun. You know the one?
Yeah, I only used it.
We've never used it properly. We
That's
used
what I
it to
was-
shoot
I
stuff.
stopped right there. I was like, I don't know if I should say this. Anymore.
Yeah, I don't care. We used it to
I
like target practice,
yeah,
shooting
if-
boxes.
If you've used a nail gun and you've pulled the safety back and popped up a few rounds, that's how we did the staple
Yeah,
gun.
right.
And it was fun as shit. It was so fun.
Yeah, it was.
it's
It was pretty cool. Um,
powerful. That baby's got a kick to
it does.
Man, I
It's got
tell
some
you.
power. I don't understand because it's just a battery. There's no like
Yeah,
gas
kinda-
cartridge or anything, but
wild.
it's crazy.
Squirrel
So
hunting.
our installers like it. We've gotten some feedback from them and they like it. I personally have not ever used it on a fence. It's a little bit of an expensive tool, but
Putting up welded wire, man, I heard it's the bee's
it's the
knees.
jam.
Yes.
I mean, well, if you're comparing it to like hammering individual staples with a hammer,
Duh. No
and
brainer.
this thing just
No brainer.
yeah. And then also, if somebody messes with you, you can shoot them.
Yeah.
So,
Working in Midtown Memphis.
right.
Got
Yeah.
protection.
Yeah.
And efficiency all
Yeah.
rolled into one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Doesn't get any
Thank
better.
you, Milwaukee.
Yes. Thank you for a
Little
lovely
did
design.
you know you were arming us against against the public here in Memphis.
So, anyways,
I
2
think
weeks
we
ago,
should do an episode where we like shoot someone with it.
I didn't.
What did I just say?
I don't. What do you think it would do?
I don't know, but we should try it out.
It does go in a box.
I know it pierced the box.
It
but
definitely
that's fine.
goes through cardboard.
We
But
could do like a ballistics gel. I
Yeah.
don't know where you get that from, but I bet Amazon's got it.
Mm, Is it like Ballistics Lab or something like that? Is I think sells it. I think you can make it.
Cool. If you can, my son knows how. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, we'll look into that and see what it does. That would be fun. That would be a cool experiment.
I think
So
that would be the highest watched episode on Earth.
that's cool. Whatever it takes, I guess. So 2 weeks ago, before our Halloween episode, we told a story about Not Really Jim. And so Not Really Jim had a job, had signed a contract, everything, and then figured out that they bid it off of outdated plans. And so they were kind of fighting through that a little bit. And I have since talked to Not Really Jim about this project, and it seems that everything's going to be okay, because it wasn't as big of a deal as what we thought it, or what I assumed that it was. It was like 60 feet of fence different. So I was like, oh, okay, never
You
mind.
should have told me that to begin with. We wouldn't have even had an episode about it.
Well, if I had known to begin with, right?
Just kidding. Not really, Jim. I'm just kidding.
Right. But I mean,
Thank
that's
you for
good.
the content. is
Good
what
for
I
them.
need to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for them that
60
they.
feet. I mean, meh.
Right.
Depending on what type of
Well, I
fence it
mean,
was.
what is it though? You know,
Right. That's right.
some of that $1,000 a foot fence, and like that makes a big difference. So, anyways, yeah. So we went through the story of Not Really Jim and talked about the fact that they bid a job off of an outdated set of plans and kind of gave our suggestions and ideas and things like that of what they should do moving forward. I don't know if they did any of that. I have no idea. But I do know that things were heading in a positive direction for them with the job. So to follow up with that. And then we talked about plans for a while. Right? Didn't we? Yeah, we talked about plans for a bit and kind of talked about, the importance of making sure that you have the.
Oh, you were asking me?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah. Do you remember what we said about him?
Not really.
Me neither.
Not really, Zach. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So I don't know. We said something.
Dude, I
about
was so
plans.
sick. I don't know how I did it.
Yeah.
Last week. I mean, I did it for the team, you know?
Yeah, well, so interestingly enough, we didn't even talk about this last week.
Oh, right.
Right.
Well, I was sick for a week.
You were so sick you thought we talked about it.
Yeah.
But we
that's what it
didn't.
was.
Yeah.
It's been a while, maybe. That's what it is. No, I don't remember what we talked about. I think we talked about making sure that you have all the information, do your due diligence, and then still be prepared for the off chance that something's messed up. Because I think it sounded like the person, oh no, what happened was an addendum had been released.
Yeah.
And they missed it.
Didn't see it.
Right.
So they bid off the original plans, not the revised plans. So we talked about how I like to kind of have an idea of how we're going to do the job before we do it.
We talked about how I also like to have an idea how we're going to do a job before we do it.
And so we have a story about that, right? Because so we bid a job that had some dumpster gates on it, and we had some prefabricated gates that they wanted, So we had like a scope meeting with them. And this contractor says, is there any item on here that we're wasting money on? And immediately the answer was the dumpster gates. And so they're like, oh, well, we want something that's, kind of conceptually the same idea, but can you build us something that's cheaper? And I was like, sure. And so on that, you saw the drawings that I made in AutoCAD and just kind of like drew it out to see exactly how, or get an idea of how we would bid it. And I didn't get super detailed on it. Like I just drew a rough sketch, right? And then that way I could say, yeah, this would look cool. This would be good. This is how we build it.
Doable and would in fact save you money.
Yep. So Zach and I talked about that for, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes and kind of came up with a game plan of how to build it. Cause it is a little bit unique. It's not just a normal gate that we build every day. And so then I was able to.
This is kind of a tangent, but taking the time in that and the importance of that is I see things that are put up and there's rust dripping out of areas or
pickets are swollen.
Some stuff that could have been prevented on the front end with just a little bit of thought put into how the assembly was going to go. And that's important.
It is.
I think that's important.
It is.
The last thing you want, well, I don't know about the last thing, but definitely don't want to pull out pull up to your new job site and your new office space or whatever it is and see the perfect poured new slab for the dumpster surround, and there's just rust all over it
pouring out of your gates.
Mhm.
Yeah.
onto your fresh concrete.
Yeah, no, you don't want to see that. And so that's what we were trying to figure out how to prevent, like the picket swelling and rust pouring out of it, and any kind of noise issues,
Yeah,
right? So we
for
talked
sure.
about, if we do it like that, it's going to be like
Rattly
clangy, rattly.
and then deflection possibly. We
Yep.
like things to be straight and maintain straight and not just slam them together and throw them up. And so
That's right.
that's what we do.
Yep. So we kind of went through that whole process, and we talked through different methods that we could build it and different materials that
yeah.
we could use and stuff like that. And we came to, hey, this is how we're going to bid it. And so once we had that, we went to town and started putting stuff together. But anyways, so we talked about, like, when you're going through a set of plans, information's missing, you don't have the full picture. Make sure that you look through more than, like, don't just look at one sheet and be like, oh, here's the fence, that's it. You kind of want to have an idea of what is going on there and make sure that there's not other fence in other areas. One of the sneaky things that it's not really sneaky, right? Because no one is trying to hide it. But one of the things that I personally might miss if I were looking through a set of plans, like an old school way, would be the any kind of like cages and stuff like that inside of a warehouse or inside the building. Those are always, when you are looking at a new warehouse, new building, anything like that, and you see fence going all the way around it, it's easy to just kind of like laser focus on that and not keep going and seeing if there's any more.
Yeah, one thing recently that we saw was, you say cages, this reminded me, but rebar cages
Mhm.
that were not actually physically drawn on the plan set, but there was a little tiny note
Mm-hmm.
that said they needed to be there, but they
Yeah.
weren't really clearly defined as to what that was. On another page there was a spec for it, but it didn't really give you all of the info.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a plan view of a top of a cage, and that was
Oh,
it.
nice.
And so that was something we had to kind of work through to figure out what that was.
Yeah.
And I think that most of that we were able to determine that by working with a concrete guy to determine what they would typically use, basically, to supply.
Yeah.
So, yeah, something that it would suck to set an 8x8 post in a 36 by 48 footer and not put the cage in, and have to pull that out.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And pay for the cage.
That would definitely suck.
So
Because now the post is set in concrete and you have to bust it out and put the cage back in there.
Right.
For sure, that would suck really bad.
So that's just a thing that I noticed recently, that we ran across recently, and that was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Also, I think I saw on the plan set recently, the scope of work showed a significantly larger linear footage than what was designated on the plans, and the plan set was kind of not redacted but continued, so they just like cut out a section. So it's like, looks like 400 feet here and 200 feet here, where in actuality it was like 3,000 feet total.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like with the little brake lines.
Yeah.
So can I see that pin?
You gonna show them?
Yeah. Yeah. So it'll look something like that. Oh no.
Yes.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Got it.
Right. And so normally what that means is like there's more stuff between here and here, and they'll just put that little, either one or two
Right.
of those side. There might be two of them side by side with a blank space in between them or something like that. But
And we've gotten to rely relatively heavy on the takeoff from drawing using Simpalo. Some people use other programs. I know you used to use Bluebeam, right?
I've used several different things in the past.
Right. So if you draw on a plan set and use that for your takeoff, there's circumstances where it's actually not all drawn on the fence.
Yeah.
I mean, on the plan.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you just got to pay attention to those little details. Those are the things that'll get you. They'll bite you in the butt for sure. So
let's see, how far did we get through this? We talked
don't-
about specs. We talked about
I don't
specs
know. Did
taking
we-
precedence over plans. We did.
except for once.
Yep.
On my really odd job that I think the general contractor told me that in their contract from the owner, it specifically says that the drawing takes precedence over the specs. And the reason I found that out was because there was a discrepancy between the height of the fence, and I went by the spec instead of by the drawing. And then they came back and said, no, you got to go by the drawing. And you know when that was caught?
Of course they said that.
That was caught when I did submittals. Not when I gave them the proposal that said the heights of the fence and everything else. Not when they wrote the contract based on that proposal.
That's interesting because we've had, again, sorry to interrupt here, but in the business to business world, we don't extend submittals.
No.
And what we do is we draw a plan, basically, and a plan view that shows the gate drawn as a double or a single or whatever, and then a written description of the scope of work, wherein all the dimensions of the and material thickness and height and linear footage and everything is outlined,
like a written description,
right?
Yeah.
And then we start doing the job, and they say, "Oh, we thought we were getting a double gate."
Yeah.
So
even though the gates, in that the gates are described as single, double.
That's correct.
Whatever.
That's right.
Yeah.
And shown in the drawing. So maybe that's a thing that could help out, is to do a quick little little submittal for B2B stuff.
I mean, and you could probably just have a little catalog of 10 or 15 drawings.
Right.
You don't have to have anything crazy.
I mean, if you've drawn any jobs, then you've drawn a few different things.
Well, and most of your manufacturers in like the chain link world and stuff like that, most of the manufacturers have drawings that you could use and just kind of fill them in too. So yeah, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea. So when I go through a set of specs, I obviously find the fence. If there's gate automation or access controls or anything else that we're trying to bid, I'm going to find all of that. But then I also like to just kind of do a quick search and see if there's any mention of like a completion date, right? Sometimes that is going to be, there might be a schedule as a part of like your bid package, right? All the bid documents, it might contain a schedule, maybe not.
We talked about that.
Is there some mention of liquidated damages? Which I definitely want to kind of take a look at a schedule if they're going to talk about
specs.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess my experience has been that's generally outlined in the contract.
Yeah. Sometimes it's in the specs.
Cool.
It all just depends on the job, right? And then insurance requirements. I like to try to take a look at that and see if there's anything crazy in there. And then I like to look at like the geotechnical report or whatever you want to call that, where they go out and pull cores out of the ground. I don't worry about it so much on local jobs, but if it is a job that's, kind of out somewhere that we don't normally work in, then I like to look at that and just to try to see if there's a bunch of rock in the ground.
Not like vibranium or.
Oh, if there is, we'd just go mine it.
We're taking this job.
Right.
Kryptonite.
We're just going to go strip mine the fence line.
Right.
Yeah. No, just any type of rock. Right. And so you try to, obviously digging fence holes through rocks is a little more difficult than it is through dirt. So normally that geotechnical report is going to be included in there. Again, not always. Like is there anything that's always there? No, nothing.
In the specs?
Anywhere. In the whole bid documents, there's not one single thing that I would say is always there. Not even maybe the name.
Wouldn't it be weird to like standardize plan sets? What?
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Sometimes
we should make like an organization that's strong arms GCs into standardizing plan sets.
Right, but then you'd have to get like everybody on board, and then there'd be 4 fence companies that were looking at the same job.
I'm going to ask the president that they institute a new referendum to standardize plan sets.
Yeah, I bet they'll get
on. I'm going to write a letter.
Maybe they'll form a new government
people
entity.
Take me pretty seriously.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You're a pretty big deal. I mean, you're even on the Powerhouse Fence Show.
You could be the president.
I'm a legend in my own mind.
I hear tell that you're going to be in a music video too.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
That's not tell at all. That is true.
So,
yeah, we rehearsed last night.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
That's weird.
I've never been in a music video.
No, me either. That I can remember.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. So, anyways, I also want to know when I look through specs, does the material have to be domestic? That's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
If the job's all Schedule 40, going from import to domestic is a pretty big deal sometimes. Do you need a performance and payment bond? And I would say, that's kind of a tricky one, right? Because if I see it listed in there, a lot of times I'm like, they're not going to make us really have one. Not on this job, not for these people, not for that. Like the contractor might have to give one to the owner, but I'm just kind of like, eh. And then if that's the case, then I'll just put a line item on there for it. Like that's how I normally like to do it, is just add a line item for performance and payment bond instead of including it in my price. That way, if it is required, it's there. If it's not, it's not.
We've talked about that a good bit, and that's kind of my method of operation for most things is break it out, add it as a line item.
Yeah.
Automation, even if whatever, if you've not been asked to submit, put it in there.
Yeah.
If you have.
Separate it.
Because most times it's likely they're going to come back and ask you to break it out anyways.
So this next thing is pretty interesting. A lot of times you see the specs for things that are not even included, right? And so you might look at a job and you'll see a spec for top rail, middle rail, bottom rail, right? And then you see a spec for braces and trusses and a spec for some type of gate that's not even on there, all kinds of stuff. This is the worst thing for me. So we were looking at specs for a job earlier this week. And so they went to some, I don't even know where they got these, right? But they went to some generic place and they copied a set of specs. And so it would say like top rail, for instance, and it had still all of the sizes listed. So it said, top rail, it's to be like, and then it had 1 3/8, 1 5/8, 1 7/8 outside diameter, and the wall thickness should be, or the weight of it or whatever should be, and it would have like 055, 20 weight, 40 weight, schedule 40, and like just all of the options were still there. So whoever used it was supposed to delete the options that they didn't want, but they didn't do that. They just left them all in there.
Pick any kind of top rail you want.
Right. So just
pick a top rail.
Do whatever you want. It's in the specs. So I think this actually was a prefab ornamental job that we were looking at, and it was like the height even. It was like 4 foot, 5 foot, 6 foot, and it just had all of it. It was crazy.
Nice.
So in that situation, like you don't really have anything.
Yeah. We
bid a job today that called out Ameristar, Montage, Commercial, Majestic, something or another. And then you look at the detail, and the note was written directly above the detail, and you look at the detail, and it was obviously some random different type of fence.
Oh, I saw that.
It wasn't even like anywhere near the same.
Montage Plus or whatever, and the detail was clearly
looked like a piano keyboard.
Right. Custom fabricated fence.
Mm-hmm.
And it even said custom fabricated fence.
So it's just a mess, man.
What the funniest reading in that one was where prefabricated fence do not alter panels, where custom fabricated fence cut panels to fit.
Right.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we using?
What do you want from me?
Right. It was very strange.
So Claiborne worked on that job, and he told me, he said, I emailed every general contractor that was listed as a bidder a week ago, and not a single one replied to me.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah. And he's like, so we're just picking something and doing it. I said, okay, let's go. As long as, you have that evidence though, right? Because you send them an email. So that's something in writing. And then you create a proposal, which again is something in writing, and you send that to them. So I think having things in writing is very important. I always try to at least get like an email, text message, something in writing, instead of just, phone calls are great, right? But I always try to follow it up. You do that thing. It's like, hey, per our conversation, we're doing X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
And I mean, it takes 2 seconds and it can save you down the road. So now,
Addenda, which is plural, by the way.
Is it? Because I think it's just one.
Oh, is addendum plural?
I always get confused. I promise you, when I was creating,
I think you wrote us a note when you told us this.
When
I'm
I was
pretty sure addendum is plural.
When I was making the notes for this
sorry.
episode, I looked it up and I was like, which one is which? So I think addenda is singular and I think addendum is plural, but maybe I'm backwards. I think if you look for addenda versus addendum, I think you'll get it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But so make sure that you look for those, right? When you're submitting a bid on a project, you want to be bidding off the most current set of plans. You don't want to be bidding on an outdated set of plans.
Addenda is the plural form of addendum.
Okay. So addenda is more than one.
I can't drop this microphone. I would love to right now.
Which one's plural? Addenda?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one we're talking about.
Okay.
The ones we're talking about.
How does English is weird.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah, actually, to be fair, grammar is easier than Italian. Like English grammar is way easier.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Interesting.
And those words are probably very close to Latin. They're Latin parents.
Yeah, probably. I don't understand it if it's in Latin either. So whatever. So you want to look through any available addenda, and then also you'll see RFIs. So that's basically where people have sent in a bunch of questions, and the contractors will submit that to the owner, architect, engineers, whatever, and then they'll a lot of times might have just like kind of like a running list in an Excel spreadsheet or something like that. They might send you some that are, one every week with a set of questions and answers, something like that. They might actually just call them like a Q&A kind of thing instead of calling them an RFI. But anyways, it seems like such a waste of time when you read through that, especially when you're looking at a job and it's like 500 questions on there.
About the tile.
Right. The tile, the footings, this freaking roof, like everything under the sun. But it is important to at least, make sure that they're not telling you to change the fence. So, I mean, just try to know all of the information. That's the summary. Try to know all the information. And it seems really difficult, but it's not that bad, right? I mean, just sitting here talking about it, I know it makes it sound complicated, but it's not so bad. So be careful when you work on a job too far in advance.
I like this.
Because the job might next.
Yeah. Okay. I like this.
So I would say one of the downsides of working on a job too far in advance is the job will change. And that
most
doesn't
likely will change.
I was just you cut me off mid-sentence of saying that doesn't happen too often. And then you said most likely.
Yeah, Claiborne's had a lot of that recently.
Yeah. It sucks when you like get a job ready to bid 3 days in advance and then the job changes the day before bid day. And then you're like, oh, great. I have to redo this and I have an hour and a half to do it.
Right.
So yeah, that's always fun.
But whatever. I like this is what I was saying. I like this idea or concept of listing the addenda on the proposal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you make that a habit for yourself, then you'll have to remember to go back and look. So put it as a template in your, make a line item in your proposal template.
Yeah, for sure.
That way you're like, oh shit, but did I actually look?
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. It's a good
that's
idea.
a reminder when you are creating the proposal.
Right.
So you can just list out like addendum number 1 acknowledged, addendum number 2 acknowledged, RFI dated, November 7th acknowledged, whatever.
There's proof that I'm looking at your outline. It says addendum 1. That's the proof that you knew that was singular.
I told you, I looked it up. And that's the 10th time in my life that I've looked it up and I still never can remember.
Yeah.
We'll have this conversation again sitting in this room one day.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just list them all out. And to Zach's point, it's going to serve as a reminder to you to make sure that you actually reviewed them since you are acknowledging them, right? And that's important.
That's important. That's the new catchphrase. And that's important.
Yeah, right.
I always say that after everything that's important.
And that what do you call?
And that's important. Like the G.I. Joe, knowing he's half the battle. Old.
What? What just happened?
I was like,
It got stuck.
That felt important.
I was gonna use the G.I. Joe slogan, and knowing is half the battle.
Is that
now
the G.I.
know.
Joe slogan?
Yeah, the cartoon back in the day would say, and now you know. They have these public service announcements, basically.
Mm.
And it would be like, watch look both ways before you cross the street or something.
Oh,
And then I commented again, I'm old. So there's somebody out here who gets this.
so the public service announcement would be to look both ways before you cross
Something
the
like
street.
that, and then say, and now no, knowing is half the battle. What
And
the
now
heck?
you know.
And that was not it at all. And knowing is half the battle.
So the second part of it was not, and now you know.
No, not at all.
Gosh, I'm so confused.
And knowing is half the battle.
Okay.
And now our catchphrase is, and that's important.
All right. So some general information. It doesn't really fit into any of these other categories. So let's see what we got here.
Here's some general information. Well, that was a good segue. Random bits with Zach. Segue into general information.
Yeah. So now some random bits of.
Can you do the job?
Yeah.
That is important.
It is. And so be
I'm being
realistic
sincere.
about it.
I'm being sincere. That is important.
And to be realistic about it, I think is important because we get caught up in it. We look at a job and it's super exciting. It's so cool. It's this big job. And
Big dollar values are exciting, man.
Yeah, they are.
But
They are.
can you stink it? Remember that one? We've talked about this job before. You called me.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, how long would it take you to install this many feet of prefabricated fence? And I was like, 45 days.
Right.
You're like, well, I've got 45 days to procure the material and complete the job or something like that. 30 days.
Well, I think we had to build it.
Oh,
I think
really?
we had to get the material, build the fence, and install it. And it was like 4,000 feet of fence.
Right.
And
I don't
think-
remember the quantity, but I definitely, and we were kind of on the same page about the install time. And you're like, that's what I thought too.
And I even told him. So I sent him a proposal, and I sent him an attachment to my proposal. And it was in the attachment of the proposal. I told him, I said, if I hired every person that I knew that could build fence and outsourced to 3 or 4 different people, I still don't think we could complete the project.
Right.
And you know what they did? They completely ignored the entire page that I attached with all of this information on it, and they sent me a contract.
Oh, no.
So this gets even worse because now I have a contract for, like I said, something like 3,000 or 4,000 feet of custom built ornamental fence in my hand. And like, that's that dollar amount, right? And you want to get excited about it. And as soon as I got it, my immediate reaction was, these jerkers didn't read that piece of paper I put in there.
Right.
And I called them, and guess what? Sure enough, they didn't read it. And they said, oh, sorry about that. I have to withdraw the contract.
Good.
Okay.
I guess.
I guess.
Let's see. Did I submit? I can't remember how it came up, but I was like, oh, I saw in your contract that you have this lead time of this or deadline. And then they were like, oh, baby, don't worry about that. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, would you cross it out?
Right.
Sure. I'll send it back. Well, how much time do you need? So that was cool.
Yeah.
When they designated the schedule and
then they said, just don't worry about it.
right. They were like, oh, that's just in there.
Yeah. So that did not happen on my project. They said, never mind. Well, I don't know how in the world they found anybody else that would sign the thing, but apparently somebody did. I don't know. But anyways, it was crazy. So
And the job's done. I mean, we see
Is it?
It's over there. It's
Is it?
done. Yeah. That was on the south side of the street from the train tracks.
maybe, I don't know. I don't even remember where it was. And I don't ever go there to see if it's done. I enjoy that I'm sitting here holding my cup in front of my face. So make sure you know all the information, right? Don't look at it too far. Be realistic. Can you do the job? And we've already
Think
beat
it
this.
through. Come up with a plan.
We've beat that dead horse so much it's now a pancake. So yeah, think it through and have it. You don't like that?
Not at all.
What is
Ah,
it?
it's just yucky. Don't even talk about it again.
All right.
So yuck.
Moving on. Yeah. So can you do the job in the time frame? Right. We
Right.
talked about that. Look at the location of the job. That's important.
The one you were like, I told him I couldn't do it, but I never saw the job.
I don't even know where it was. No, it was here in town. It was a local project.
Sure.
So to me, I look at jobs and I mean, if they're an hour, hour and a half away, 3 hours away, 6 hours away, then, obvious. That's a pretty obvious thing, right? But it's also something that you could overlook, especially for me, if someone else brings me a set of plans and they're like, hey, can you help me with this job? Or here's my material. How much labor do I need to put on here? Da 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 da. Then it's
Yeah.
easy for me to overlook the location of the job. I have to like consciously remember, oh, wait a minute, where is this job? Because sometimes folks mention it and sometimes they don't, right? And then we talked about site conditions. That's a little bit easier when the job is in town, except if you're working on a new construction site that the site does not exist. The
That's my
address is
favorite.
there, but you can't go look at it. So you got to kind of just look at the information, right?
Yeah, we
Again.
had one that they were gonna do dirt work on
Mhm.
this one particular section, and they did a good bit of dirt work on, I don't know, 80% of the fence line.
Yeah.
But at the last section, basically, we're like, "Are you gonna do the dirt work?"
Mhm.
They're like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gonna do the dirt work? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. You gonna do the dirt work?" And they're like, "Yeah, we did it."
Mhm.
And then I was like, "No,
Yeah.
no, you didn't do any. You kind of like that hill had a big crest on top, and now it's just a softer hill
Right.
or whatever, you know." And
You
so,
just knocked the tip of the hill off.
which that's something you couldn't anticipate. So I ended up
Mhm.
having to build, let's see, 8, I think, custom panel. All the fence was custom, but you know what I'm saying, not
Yeah.
straight panels basically, and extended pickets. And
Mhm.
luckily we hadn't built them square for that section because I went, saw the site. I said, "Oh, hey, y'all set the post here and then hold off."
Oh, hey, hey, hey.
That's
Whoa,
right.
whoa,
What you
whoa.
talking, what you talking about?
Oh,
I told him to
gosh.
hold off. I said, "Set the post, hold off." And then we got some measurements.
Yeah.
But that type of thing. I think you're thinking about the your drainage ditch or whatever you want, your riprap.
Oh no. That's a nightmare. That was terrible. We talked about that, I think, in the episode 1.
Yeah, we have talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking about a job that one of our subs did, and we went out there and
That was Tag, right? In Jackson?
no,
The one with the riprap?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
This is another job.
I'm not, you asked me not to talk about
Yeah,
it.
you're not supposed to say the name.
Why?
I don't know.
Who said?
I don't know.
I'll just say it quieter next time.
Yeah.
So only the select few can hear.
Right, just write it on the piece of paper.
Hang it in the thing. It was the same company that we'd done before and a very similar design.
Mhm.
Actually, the
Mhm.
back of the property had that riprap.
No.
Yes, it did.
No.
But we didn't put a fence in it.
Oh, okay. It may have been back there, but we did not put fence in it.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
But that was the 200-foot long gate that I'm so
Yeah.
proud of.
Yeah, super cool.
Very cool.
So no, I was thinking about this job that we installed a few weeks ago, and we went out there and there was fence going around the edge of a courtyard. And so they graded the courtyard and they put all the dirt from the courtyard in the fence line. And then they were like, oh, well, just move the dirt out of the way.
No.
Right. And so then we had to set posts and they scooted the dirt into the courtyard.
I tell people like this, I say, well, I can, but we're a specialized trade and it'd probably be a little bit more expensive than your laborer shoveling that dirt over there.
Yeah. Someone asked me to make a concrete trough under a gate today. And I said, I don't think we can pour a concrete trough well enough that you would be happy or I would be happy with it.
That's true. That's true is what that is.
So
That's knowing your limitations.
yeah. So I was
We could
being
clearly
realistic.
we could clearly move some dirt,
Mm-hmm.
but I am going to charge them as if we're out there putting fence in.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's what I need to be doing with my time.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's what I told them. I said, I'd be glad to have these guys swing a shovel. Hell, I'll get in there and help them, but we're going to charge you at our rate.
Mm.
And it's probably going to be a little bit more than you want to pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they said, okay. Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Hey, go get that machine on the other side of the job and bring it over here and scoot this out of the way.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you just start with that? So no, my job that I was talking about, we had to set, they put the dirt into the courtyard and then they wanted us to come out and set posts, and the posts were like 6 foot apart. And we told them, we said, hey, we set these posts. The only way you're getting the dirt out of here is with a wheelbarrow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't care. We sort that out later. Okay. Whatever.
Some contractors really appreciate that kind of stuff, like the foresight, and some are like, whatever.
Yeah. And that was Mr. Whatever.
That was Mr. Wood. Come meet me a week before the job starts so I can meet the installer.
That's correct.
And at the end was whatever.
Load up all of your equipment and material and come out here 45 minutes away. And then
That's fun.
just to meet me. Yeah.
Who knows, man? Who knows why people do what they do, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's been so much great information in these 2 episodes. I feel like if anyone's still listening, they're like true believers, right? Because this has been there's been a lot of goofing off in this episode. So thanks for hanging in there. And
the sad part is we're pretty much done with the content. And you guys have to listen to us for 10 more minutes.
yeah, well, I just have one more thing to say.
For 10 whole minutes. Just say it really slow. Look at the. You already said that.
Yeah. So here's the end. Oh,
That's how I
wow.
felt.
Why
don't
was
know
that
what
so loud?
means. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
It's like this scary sound.
It was-
You classify that as creepy.
It's creepy.
You
Yeah, like
titled it creepy.
It's creepy, like the X-Files creepy
Is that the X-Files song?
song.
Song.
Those 2 notes over and over.
It has a theme song, right? That's something like that. Like some
Somebody
super
Google
simple.
it. Can you Google it? Get it on here. Get it on here. Get me the X-Files song. Quick.
Hold on. I can do it. You just talk for a little bit. And
Just take your time.
I am.
Study the information.
Oh.
Make good choices.
Do you think
This
we're
is
going
our
to
parental insight?
wait? Do you think this episode will be marked as copyright or something?
Wait, play the music. Play your music.
It's not even near.
That's
the same.
like the one you're pressing is like the X-Files drunk. It's like drunk and loud and needs to go home.
Nah,
you know?
that-
like
nothing about
go home,
that.
X-Files. You're drunk.
Nothing about that was the same. So, all right,
Yes.
cool. I nailed that one. All right, guys. So
We're fired. We're fired from
yeah.
podcasting worldwide.
no one's gonna listen anymore,
I don't think that.
and our episode's gonna get removed from the airwaves because we violated.
That's what I mean. I don't think people. I think just universally will be disbanded from podcasting
Right.
for all of the inappropriate and things you're not supposed to do.
Yeah. Inappropriate and things. That's important.
That's important.
So take your time, study the information that's available to you, make good choices, and everything will work out one way or the other.
Not good. It won't work out well. It'll just
maybe
work
sometimes.
out. It might work out well. It might not work out well.
Yeah, but it'll
And
work out.
That's important.
Oh my goodness.
We're stinking podcasters.
And this is what is this?
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
All right, man. Dan and audience and crew, and thank you all for joining us.
Yep. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening.
I'd like to talk a little bit about coming up. I think we should talk a bit about we told them we were going to take them on a journey
Mm.
of our growth and our
Mm.
development, and maybe we should talk a little bit updates on how some of the things we've implemented are going.
Hey, we had a
Maybe
growth.
some future plans.
We had a growth and development meeting today.
That's my point.
And
That's right.
So how did we start the meeting? I said, I don't want to hear from anybody. I said, first of all, this is going to sound a little bit rude, but I'm not trying to be rude. I said, but I don't really want to hear obstacles, barriers, reasons we can't do
Said,
something.
don't give me no coffee because I don't want to hear it and I don't like the taste.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how that went, right? Was that it?
I
I
said,
do pretty good.
let's just say what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. Right.
Not
So
the-
let's have a conversation about that side of things.
Don't acknowledge the hurdles.
Yeah.
Just jump over 'em.
It's easy, man. It's easy to get stuck
And if
in
you
like the hurdles and the reasons you can't do something.
And if you can't hurdle, you just limbo.
There you go. Or
See?
crawl,
See what I'm doing there?
run through the hurdle, bust it open. And that's important.
Yeah, I
right.
think so. We should plan an episode that goes little bit into that and what our plans are and what we're trying to do to grow. How it's going.
Yeah.
And we've been a solely commercial fence business for the entirety of 2024.
For 2
Well,
years now.
the entirety of 2024.
So for
The
23,
entirety to date.
23
know
and
what I
24.
mean. Yeah.
We stopped residential at the end of 22. Yeah.
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 Well, I still did a little bit, but I mean, for 2024, I don't know that I've done any residential at all.
I don't think. Not
So-
that I know. So there's that. All right. Yeah. Good idea. We'll do an update on progress and changes and growth and our journey and what we're doing. And if anyone wants to hear us talk about anything else, then you can let us know.
You could have called the number, but it's a little too late now.
Yeah. You could have called the number.
Next time.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you, guys.